And we're live. Hello, it's Jennifer Darling, your positively successful sales coach with Darling Coaching. And we are here today for my second edition of Positively Successful Women in Business. And today I am interviewing the world famous Heather Christison. And Heather is so super awesome. I met her over the last year and really fell in love with her and her sister, who are the dynamic duo. Maybe they're even the Wonder Twins of both finance and legal. So we've got both of these awesome ladies coming on. Today is going to be Heather. I'm going to read to you real quick Heather's bio so you can learn a little bit about what Heather's got in store for you today. She's got some amazing tips, and I can't wait to dive right in. So Heather Christison has over 20 years of experience working in accounting and finance. She has worked for all sizes of entrepreneurs, from solopreneurs and startups like mine to $35 million a year contractors. Her expertise was gained working first in a CMA firm in a country that provided a wealth of exposure to many different industries. She's got clients all over the board, like every industry I've seen. So medical, dental, construction, business, life coaching, business coaching like mine, retail, wholesale sales, everything. So she has got such a wide range of stuff to offer you, and information and perspective to offer you that is absolutely amazing. So whether you're an entrepreneur, small to medium business owner, this is going to be a perfect session for you. Now, Heather is going to give us some tips today, which is really amazing, that you're going to love, like some of the best apps to manage your business. I'm really excited about that. I want to let you know that as part of this live broadcast, we would really encourage comments. So make sure that you just go right in the comments button and click, or if you have questions, ask us questions. That's totally awesome too, and we'll answer as many questions as we can. So welcome, Heather. So happy to have you here today.
Hi, Jennifer Darling. It's so great to be with you again.
Hee. And we're going to see each other this weekend too, because, I'm not stalking Heather, but we just keep hanging around in the same circles because we are part of a few good women, right?
Absolutely.
So Heather, tell me about your business. Tell us all about your business.
So
what do you do?
So I do accounting and finance for small to medium-sized business. Now that can mean anything. To most people, that's just the bookkeeping, and I absolutely handle all of that. But I also do financial reporting, and I can do payroll for you if that's what you want, and also some projections. If you're looking to do growth in the next year, you need to see, okay, well, what do my expenses look like while I'm growing? Because that usually takes the most money. It all sounds great to grow, but at the same time, it always costs cash. So you need to track that as closely as possible. So I work with business owners getting really comfortable with their numbers, knowing their numbers like the back of their hand, and making sure that they have as great a relationship with their money as they possibly can.
And that can be such a hard thing, especially for a person who comes from the world of sales and marketing. And I really like spending money. I don't necessarily like, saving money. I like making money, but it's all kind of like out there. I'd rather just not have to keep track of it. No. Two of the things I loved when I met you, Heather, was one, your personality. You're super fun. And sometimes it's hard to find a person who's in the bookkeeping, finance, accounting that has an amazing personality and a super fun personality. A lot of times analytical, like, their nose are in the spreadsheets. But you have an awesome personality and you're super fun to work with. The other thing that I loved was your business name, My Offsite CFO. I thought that was a really cool name. How did you come up with that name?
Well, I was looking to explain what I do in a kind of a concise way, right? Like I said, everybody sort of comes to me for the bookkeeping, but what I offer is so much more. What I really offer is being a chief financial officer for a small to medium-sized business. Most medium-sized businesses don't think about having a chief financial officer. That's something you do when you're up at 2 million or 3 million or 4 million. Because usually a chief financial officer is going to run you $120,000 to $150,000 a year. So I'm able. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm able to offer my services for considerably less than that. And like I said in my bio, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in accounting and finance for over 25 years, and I've been at the CFO level for the last 10. So it really meant that I could offer it to more people.
And I think one of the things that entrepreneurs especially, and small to medium business owners, especially small business owners and entrepreneurs, is that they don't realize when they get into business that they have a specialty of their business. But from 20 years in the corporate world, I can tell you the reason that runs so great is because you have people in finance, you have people in operations, you have people in sales and marketing, you have people in management, you have people in HR. So, all of those different things are what make the corporate run so smoothly. So if you're in a small business or an entrepreneur business and finance and money isn't your thing, it's really your best opportunity and best investment to get somebody like you who can really help them with their business, so they don't have to worry about that, but you can help them make sure that they're making some money in their business and they're profitable, right?
Right, absolutely. Well, yeah. And that's one of the things my sister Jennifer and I preach over and over again. Get an expert. An expert won't cost you as much time and money even as it does to do it yourself or to try and do it yourself. There's a lot of things we can do, but the problem is that you need to focus on what you're best at and what your highest and best in your company is. So if money isn't your thing and finance isn't your thing, find somebody who loves it, who loves to dig in. Yeah.
So what do you love about your business?
I love the relationships with my clients. So most of my clients have been with me. Being a mother is one of my top priorities. Family is one of my top priorities across, all of my relationships. And the fact that my clients become part of my family is the best part for me. I've been with many of my clients. We gauge how long we've been together by how old my son is, or I gauge how long our business relationship is by how old their son is. One of my clients, I've been with them since she was pregnant with her second child. So I was there through their family changing, their business changing. I just love the long-term relationships. I'm not in it for a one-off, come in and do a project, get your taxes done and get out. I really love the deep relationships with my clients.
Very good. I want to remind everybody, if you're on our broadcast, you can go ahead and type in questions in the comments, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have as best that we can. I don't expect Heather to be giving of all kinds of financial advice on a Facebook Live. That's not really practical. But if you've got a quick question, we'll be happy to ask a question, answer a question, or you can also make a comment. And I see here below, Catherine Dalmut is here, and I would just want to give a shout out to Catherine. Hi there. I'm going to actually put your horse's picture here on the screen and recognize that you're here. Thank you so much for joining us. Heather, what can you tell me about a challenge in your business that you've had, and what did you do to overcome it? So the reason I'm asking this question is because we have a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of newer entrepreneurs on this call, and I think that what happens sometimes is that people like you, who are experts is what you do, make business look really, really easy. But I know that having and owning your own business isn't always super easy. So can you talk about a challenge that you've had and maybe how you've overcome that challenge?
It isn't easy. And anybody who tells you differently is lying. I'll just say that straight out. Like I said, I'm a mother too. So balancing family life and my business life is what's been difficult for me, is that I got into my business because it gave me the freedom from the corporate world, but there's still family concerns and business concerns that I have to keep track of all the time. The other thing that's difficult for me, I'm much less technologically challenged than some family members I know. I won't name any names, but I still have trouble with technology, and I get caught up in the rat race of, I need my website to do this, and I need my blog to do this, and I need my email to do this, and that just, again, it's something I can do, and if I do enough research, I'm good at that, but it's not my highest and best. It's not what I'm here to do. So asking for help, getting an expert to do those things I'm not good at, that's where I struggle all the time.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing, because I've been sharing some things on Facebook recently too, because, I'm not perfect, and I just want people to be able to try stuff like Facebook Live and be like live like this. Try public speaking, just try different things. And so I'm putting some things out there because it's not perfect, and it does take time and work to get to where you want to be and to be an expert in your industry. So thank you for sharing that. Now, I love to give practical tips and things that people can take with them right away in their business. So we talked a little bit earlier, and you've got a couple things that you'd like to share. And one I think is actually, I think they're all great, but where I'd like to start is you talked about having some apps that you could use, people could use to make managing their finances easier. I'm really interested to hear what that's all about.
Well, so most of us have our phones with us all the time, right? I mean, I don't think I go anywhere without this, right? And
I don't even go to bed without it.
Right, exactly. It's my alarm, so it sits next to me all night. My son knows how to operate it probably better than I do, but so what better way to manage your finances than what you've already got with you? So if you haven't already, I always recommend that you download your banking app. 9 times out of 10, your financial institution has a banking app that you can download on your phone. That gives you the option of checking your finances on the go. Everybody said, they get so caught up, if I only check it once a month, or I only check it every quarter, or I only check it once a year. Oh my goodness. And the better your relationship is with your money, the better your relationship is, right? I mean, it's one of those, what we focus on grows. So if you focus on, I don't have enough, there's not enough money in the bank, how am I going to pay these bills? Then there's this inherent lack in your life. But if you have this great relationship with your money, I check in on my money every day. I look and I see what's going on. I see what's coming in. I see what's going out. I'm so thankful that I have a bank account. So my first app that I recommend to everybody is checking their banking apps, whatever that is.
Okay.
The second app I recommend is LastPass, which is a password management software. I
have to write this down. How do you spell that?
LastPass, LastPass.
Oh, that's easy. Okay.
So it's a password management software. It will do an audit of all of your passwords and see where because we're all guilty, right? We all use the same word or the same combination over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And some variation. But that's the easiest way for somebody to figure out what your password is and be able to steal that from you. So LastPass will generate secure passwords for you. It will do an audit and say, hey, you're using the same password in all these places, and offer to change it for you if they can. And you never have to remember a password. You have to remember one master password. That's all you ever have to remember. And then LastPass remembers all of the rest of it. And it's across all of your devices, so it syncs. You never have to worry about not having the right password. If you change it on your computer, it updates on your phone.
Wow, that's fantastic. Never heard of that. Thank you for sharing that. How cool.
And that one also, if you have a bookkeeper or somebody that you share that sensitive financial information with, you can actually share the folder with them in your LastPass, and the premium version is $12 a year, $1 a month, $12 a year. You can share it with other people, but you can hide the password so they can't see the login information, but they can get into your system.
Oh, so, okay. Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the other two are both related to expenses, and I'll just do them really quick. Expensify.
Love to hear that.
So there's Expensify. It costs $5.99, a one-time purchase. You set up an account both on the phone and online, and it allows you to take pictures of your receipts and categorize them on the go.
I have been looking for something like that. I just didn't know what to use.
Yeah, that's the one of my clients uses. And again, one of the options that's great on Expensify is it gives you the option to set somebody as your wingman. So you can give your bookkeeper access or your CPA access as your wingman, and they have access to see everything that you've recorded during the year.
Love it. And okay, I'm writing these down, by the way. If you see me turning away from the screen, everybody, it's because this is awesome information, and I'm taking major notes right now. You need these apps. What else do you think, Heather?
So then the last one is Mile IQ, because the other thing that everybody struggles with is tracking their mileage. You want to take the car deduction at the end of the year, but you're like, okay, well, I haven't kept my log all year, so how am I going to figure this out? Mile IQ is a simple swipe left or swipe right. Again, I think it's around $5. I don't know that one as well. If you don't do a ton of driving, you can do 40 drives per month for free. But if you do any more than that, then you have to pay for the app. But it's a simple, you swipe left if it's, I believe it's left if it's personal and right if it's business. It asks you to categorize it really quickly. It automatically calculates using your GPS, where you are, where you're going to. And then it also has access to the IRS mileage rate. So it calculates, it's like, right, it's gamifying your life, right? So it tells you as you're going along, oh, look, you saved $150. We had somebody attend one of our seminars who said his wife was tracking, they got $4,000 in mileage deduction. I know, wow. Right? Yeah.
For just, I mean, a few bucks for the app. That's so incredible.
Right. If you could save $4,000 a year, would you spend $6? I would.
Well, yeah. Hello, I would. Of course. All right. What's your fifth app?
The last one is actually the one I use the most, but it's more for social, so that's why it's at the end. Okay. It's IFTTT. TTT. So it stands for if this, then that. Huh. And the icon, so the icon in the App Store is just IF, is just the icon for it. And what it says is it connects apps that are not natively connected. So you know how you can post on Instagram and it automatically will post to your Facebook and sometimes to your Twitter and all of that. So IFTTT does those connections that aren't done naturally. So like you can't always post directly to your Pinterest board. Okay, well, IFTTT says, well, if I post to my Instagram account using this tag, then I want you to post to this Pinterest board. Or if I post on Twitter with this link, I want you to put that on my LinkedIn. So it allows you to automate some of those social media practices that you know, I know they only take you a couple of minutes. I know that it doesn't seem like it takes that much time, but again, 5 minutes times 20 updates a week and you've lost an hour.
So these are awesome tips to save time, save money. I mean, in every way, right? Anything that can save you time also saves you money. And then any way you can do better tracking also can save you money. And, fear of an audit, or if you had an audit, it would help you save some time there as well. Right. Well, let me just say, we've got a question really quick, and that's from Catherine. Catherine asked, do you help set the financial structure up and or do the monthly reports and tasks as well? That's a question Catherine asked. Can you see the questions here? I don't know what your end looks like.
No, I can't see the questions. No, okay. I think
so. That's the question.
They pop up. Catherine. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Yes, I assume she means in some sort of accounting software or some sort of accounting structure. And yes, I do all of the above.
Okay, awesome. Good. All right,
there's a lot.
Go ahead.
There's a lot of accounting softwares out there that give you suggested financial structure. So if you say, I'm this type of business, they'll say, okay, great. Here's the chart of accounts we think that you need to use. So that's usually fairly easy with a accounting software, and I recommend that if you're technologically savvy, that you set something like that up. Even something as simple as Mint, which is free through Intuit, going on to Quicken or QuickBooks or one of the other online accounting softwares, they're easier to use than most people think, and it helps track. They all have ways to link into your financial institutions, which means then you're tracking effortlessly. You don't really have to do anything.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I know that whenever I had purchased QuickBooks, and then I had some questions of downloading my bank statements, and I'm like, I got to get all this stuff together for my CPA. You were my go-to person to just get on the phone and just help me figure that stuff out like really quick. And you made it so simple for me, and I was able to download what I needed. I'm very careful with my information, so I put it all in spreadsheets and all that. But, you really made my life a lot easier and less complicated when it came time to putting stuff together for taxes. And oh, by the way, like everybody's taxes are due next week. My stuff's done already, so I was pretty excited about that.
I was so excited for you when you said that they were done like 2 days later. I said, you're beating 90% of America right now.
Yeah, and then I called my accountant. I'm like, okay, I need to come drop my stuff off. I'm done. You know, it used to be like August or October, and then I backed it up to August. And I'm getting better. My next step is to, instead of doing it at the end of the year, start doing it quarterly, one baby step at a time. You know, and then maybe it'll be monthly or whatever. But I'm getting there, and I appreciate your help with that. So Heather, you get asked a question frequently, right? You always get this one question that comes up every single time for finance or bookkeeping or accounting. What's that question and what's the answer? Everybody needs to know.
So the question I get is very similar to what you asked me when you were getting ready to prepare your taxes. It says, what software should I use? You know, should I use QuickBooks? I've heard about FreshBooks. I've heard about, Xero. I've heard about all of these options. What should I use? And my first question is always to that is, what are you most comfortable with? Because what you're going to use, the answer is that what you are going to use is the most valuable software to you. If that is Microsoft Excel, great. If that is a pen and paper, then that's great too. Whatever it is that you're going to use on a regular basis is the option that you should use. Because the problem I see most often is people wait and they wait and they wait and they get so caught up in what system am I going to use? What system am I going to use that they get paralyzed? So my answer is, 7 different things based on who you are and what works for you. Mm-hmm. The answer is so complicated that really it boils down to what's best for you. When I had a corporate job, I'll just out myself. So when I had a corporate job, one of my paychecks was for rent and one of my paychecks was for bills. That's sort of how we ran our household. And I would literally sit down with a notebook paper and a pen and write down, here's how much I got in this paycheck, and here's all the bills that need to come out of it. And I would, by hand, do the subtraction until I got to the end. These days, it's a little more complicated than that. But, at the time, that's what worked. And that's what I found is that what worked and what I would do was what really helped our family.
That's true, right? It's kind of like going to the gym. Whatever's going to get you there. As long as you get there, then you're there and the rest works. And of course, it's more complex now, but also you just gave some really great ideas on using apps that could make it a little bit more simple for us. So Heather, tell us, do you have any resources that our viewers could take advantage of to get some more of your help or learn about your business? Or do you have anything that you can offer the viewers here that I can share with them that will allow them to connect with you?
Absolutely. So when you sign up for the newsletter on my website, what you will receive is a copy of the top 5 ways to start your bookkeeping in the cloud. So it sort of gives an overview of everything we've talked about today, including a list of the most commonly used business deductions. So very dry, but at least you have the information of everything you can possibly deduct from your taxes. I also recorded 2 webinars, one on the top 5 apps, so more in depth, more in detail. I actually go through some of the apps and through some of the websites so you can see how they work. And then also I did a webinar on QuickBooks Online. So I'm a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor, and so I have access to their training and their tools. And I love, for me personally, that's the system I use and I love for most of my clients. And I recorded an introduction to QuickBooks Online, how to sort of get up and running with it. Both of those videos are about 45 minutes, no more than an hour each. And along with the checklist and the list of commonly used deductions, you could have yourself set up in a weekend if you'd like.
Awesome. I'm going to have to go download that stuff because I need the QuickBooks, what to do with it, because I purchased it and now I'm like, I don't know what to do with this stuff, but I need to figure it out because I'm going to move my time to quarterly now. Absolutely. Well, Heather, it's really been a pleasure to be speaking with you today. I'm so excited that you are a guest today, and we answered Catherine's questions, so I'm pretty excited about that too. I'm going to be posting Catherine's contact information and her free resources information in the comments after we're done here, so you can find it easily and be able to connect with her easily. Like I said, Heather is amazing, and she's been a really great resource and go-to person to help make my life a lot more simple when it comes to managing my books and my finances, which is not my favorite thing to do. So I don't want to spend a lot of time doing it, but I do appreciate saving money on my taxes by being a very good girl and getting everything right. And so she's saving me time and possibly even saving me money by her tips and suggestions. Then I'm all in. So thank you, Heather. I really appreciate you being here today. It was very lovely, and we'll get that contact information out for you. And let me tell you about our next guest, which is tomorrow's guest. Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is going to be my friend Stephanie Sherwood. And Stephanie has been a full-fledged entrepreneur for over a decade, in addition to her 18 years in corporate America. She has a true love for retail. She worked for Macy's for 15 years. See, I get all the top people here. Heather's top person. Yahoo Deet's a top person. I have all the insiders here. Stephanie worked for Macy's and for a retail software development company. And tomorrow she's going to be talking to us about the value of building a community, the value of being in a community, building one, and it's okay to be real, and it's okay to take faith into your business. So she's going to talk about that tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Positively Successful Sales. Thank you from me and from Heather and from all the ladies. We appreciate you being here today, and we look forward to any additional comments or questions that you have. Just post them right in the comments after this broadcast has ended, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again, Heather. Have an awesome evening.
Thank you. You too.